Polish Energy Minister Miłosz Motyka announced that the government will end its energy price freeze program in January.
Mrożenie, czyli dopłacanie.
Freezing or subsidizing nearly 1 billion zloty, meaning 700 million for the last quarter alone, would mean less money for healthcare and less money for education. Why this decision? It seems that the government is looking for funds to patch up a huge budget hole, which has grown by over 500 billion zloty in the last 2 years. This government is incapable of governing as it has caused an unprecedented budget deficit in public finances. Poles will pay for it by not being able to afford energy, heating and living expenses. Minister Motyka explains his decision by saying that energy companies already have contracts for next year's supplies and, according to data from the Energy Regulatory Office, the prices of these contracts are lower than before. The key issue is that energy prices have risen significantly recently, which means that even if there are no drastic increases next year, these prices will still exceed the financial capabilities of many Poles, which is why such an energy price freeze system should be implemented as soon as possible. The government is proposing that Poles switch to dynamic tariffs, that is, tariffs in which the price of electricity changes over time, usually every hour, depending on the current situation on the energy market. Not everyone will be able to afford such solutions because they require energy consumption management mechanisms. Renewable sources and energy storage facilities are also useful. So dynamic tariffs are an excellent solution for those who are able to actively participate in the energy market and take advantage of reductions while avoiding increases. I would be cautious about linking my bills to what is happening on the stock market. Since last year, when 15-minute settlements were introduced, we have seen very high volatility ranging from several dozen to even several thousand zloty to a few or a dozen zloty. Ensuring low energy prices for Poles is not the only challenge facing the minister, who has also been struggling with an image crisis recently. There has been a lot of buzz online about a video of his wife singing in front of a Bandera flag. The minister emphasizes that the flag was there by accident. The flag may have appeared somewhere in the studio, and I don't even know if it is a Bandera flag. It looks like a Ukrainian insurgent army flag. It has nothing to do with my wife or me, but is an organized hate campaign. Editor Piasecki forgot to ask about his sister-in-law in the arms industry and his wife's job at Struzik. But what Minister Motyka says here when asked about his wife and the Ukrainian insurgent army flag is ridiculous. Minister Motyka and journalists who support this political option say that this is some kind of Russian propaganda. No, ladies and gentlemen, the minister should clearly address this issue. Miłosz Motyka's wife works at the provincial ambulance station Meditrans, which is subordinate to the marshal of the Mazowiecki province, Adam Struzik. The minister's sister-in-law, on the other hand, ended up at a state-owned company producing optics for the army, even though her professional experience was limited to working in a Belgian slaughterhouse. The Polish government is looking for savings everywhere except in its own pocket. At the same time, key positions in public institutions are going to people connected with politicians, jobs instead of a shield. That's how the budget is being saved.